Hello, hello, hello. I'm Biker Gang, your main, the real Bill Real. I'd like to talk about the situation that is going on in the NFL with the quarterback Colin Kaepernick of the San Francisco 49ers. The other day, he decided that he was going to sit down for the national anthem in protest of all of the injustices that are being done by the police to black folks. Well, the reason why I call foul on the whole situation is due to the fact that not only is Colin Kaepernick an American citizen, not only is he paid, I believe, around $19 million. I think he's into the second year of a huge contract that he signed. Not only is he a biracial man, not only is he uh, uh, the son of two white people who adopted him and gave him a very nice life. Not only is he a celebrity, but he enjoys the protections of the police. He enjoys the protection of the military. But this is an individual who is privileged. I do understand why he would want to take this position, because for the most part, he's not really considered black. Okay, and I know somebody's gonna say, "Bill, you're getting a little picky," but it's just the truth. And every now and again, you have those who are biracial or who are extremely light skinned, and they will do things to get them points in the black community. The sad fact of it all is that the people that he is attempting to stand up for, the large majority of those people are thugs. A large majority of those people did things to have the police called on them. So it sounds good, and the media is going to praise him for doing what he's doing only because he's going along with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. He allows black people to fall right in line with the Democratic Party. You're a victim. Don't you remember you're a victim? Don't you see Colin Kaepernick reminding you that you're a victim? That every time you walk out of your door, you got to be, careful that a cop doesn't ride by and do a drive-by on you? So, I understand what's going on, but I think there's something a little bit deeper going on under the surface, and I like to talk about it. See, I believe that this is all a part of the destruction of Colin Kaepernick. See, I don't know if most people remember this, but Colin Kaepernick was in the Super Bowl about 3 years ago. Was it 3, 4? maybe even 4 years ago, but it was 3 years ago. It's when the two brothers met up, Jim and John Harbaugh meeting. It's when they pulled the power because things weren't going right. Vegas said, "Hold on, we don't like these numbers. Get your numbers right." Well, I think what has been happening ever since that Super Bowl, and I did go back and I watched the end of that Super Bowl, and I realized that there were some very questionable calls. There were some pass interference calls that they called on the San Francisco 49ers that were a little bit touchy. And at the end of the game, there was a pass interference call on Michael Crabtree that was not called. Okay. So let me just go down the list and show you how there has been a mark on Colin Kaepernick's back ever since that Super Bowl drive, where they were close enough where they could have won the game at the end. They only lost 34-31. First off, I like to say that Colin Kaepernick is such a talent at being able to throw a laser rope, beautiful spiral, almost as a major league pitcher, and he has the ability to run like no other quarterback I've ever seen. Okay. The dismantling of Colin Kaepernick has been a steady and gradual process that has led up to what's going on right now, and what I really believe has been fueling his protest. Okay? Follow me. One of the first things that was done to destroy Colin Kaepernick is, although he was long in the tooth when this Super Bowl ended, Randy Moss was, I believe, cut from the San Francisco 49ers. The second thing that happened was Michael Crabtree was traded to the Oakland Raiders. Yeah. Michael Crabtree was the best wide receiver to play for the San Francisco 49ers since the great Jerry Rice played for the 49ers and brought home about 4 rings for them. In fact, Jerry Rice was one of the major reasons why the 49ers were great. Your passing game controls everything. But anyway, so you got rid of those two guys, which were definitely his 1 and 2 weapons. Not so much Randy Moss, but definitely Crabtree. All right. Let's not forget that Anquan Bolden was a 49er the year before the Ravens went to the Super Bowl and ended up winning. Okay, so there's actually 3, but we'll just count 2. Then they were not able to find the scratch to keep Frank Gore, who I believe should be a first ballot Hall of Famer when he finally does decide to hang up his pass. I'm not sure where he's playing right now, but I'm pretty sure he's still in the league somewhere. Very fine running back, okay, out of Miami. I don't like Miami, the U, but I'll give props where they're due. Then you have to look at the fact that they got rid of Ted Ginn. What am I talking about? Yeah, They got rid of Ted Ginn. Okay. As we know, Ted Ginn was just on the Carolina Panthers squad that went to the Super Bowl and lost. But a very fine wide receiver, punt returner, kick returner out of Ohio State. So um, I count Ted Ginn, Randy Moss, Michael Crabtree, and um, what's the boy? He went on and played for the Ravens. So all of those guys were forced, one way or the other, to leave the team, including Frank Gore, Patrick Willis, not with the team anymore. Oh, and we can't forget about the super tight end, Vernon Davis. The guy was a beast. He was almost an uncoverable tight end. He is no longer with the team either. And LaMichael James, who came from Oregon State, or Oregon. A very fine little halfback, running back, hybrid, whatever. But very good, very fast, very talented. He too gone from the team. And last but not least, Jim Harbaugh, the coach, gone. Which leaves Colin Kaepernick on a team by himself. Now, of course, they don't play with only Colin Kaepernick. Okay, you have other guys that are playing on the offense and the defense. You have running backs and wide receivers, of course. But any NFL fan will agree with this one thing. It takes talent to win games. Colin Kaepernick represented a quarterback that would have been in the Super Bowl, I believe, at least 2 of the last 4 years, at least. So he would have had an opportunity to get that ring. And he most likely would have gotten that ring. Who also plays in the NFC? Russell Wilson. Now, I've said all of these things to tie this all in to let you understand that Colin Kaepernick was not concerned about these injustices. Okay. When he was going to the Super Bowl, when he was going to the NFC Championship game, barely losing at the end. Again, when Richard Sherman was able to make a play at the end. He wasn't concerned about that then. But now they've taken all of your weapons away from you. Your coach has left. You're not winning games because it's hard to win without talent. Excuse me, I don't care how good you are. And he's a very good quarterback. There are a lot of people that are saying that he sucks and he's not that good. Well, the fact of the matter is that your wide receivers make the quarterback. There are many guys who can throw a beautiful spiral. There are many guys that are actually accurate. Okay? Most college quarterbacks are accurate. That's the reason why they're playing quarterback at the college level. But any fool knows that you got to have somebody to throw the ball to. And you need somebody with talent to run the ball to make the quarterback and the whole entire team look good. As I have shown you, these things have been done methodically to dismantle the 49ers and to ultimately destroy Colin Kaepernick, who's now on the verge of being cut by the San Francisco 49ers. And with him protesting the way that he is protesting, that is most likely going to occur. Why would that occur? To stir up conversation and to get everybody thinking like a Democrat, especially the black vote. You see, he stood up for black folks. You see, they cut him. See? But in reality, Colin Kaepernick is never going to face any of the racism that most of the people that he's standing up for will and have. The amount of people who are arrested, who are sometimes fatally shot by the police, who happen to be black, on average and as a whole, is relatively small compared to white people. I just need you guys to understand that. We're in a country where blacks make up about 13% of the population. Yes. And I understand that, it feels good, it sounds good for people to, everybody wants to be a social justice, warrior right now. Everybody, that's the fad. Everybody wants to stand up for some cause and just, feel good, like, oh, I made a difference. But Cap, let me ask you this. What good is it going to do you for you to lose any opportunity for any endorsements, get cut, which means no more checks coming in, have to be passed around like a joint from one NFL team to the next, all because you wanted to stand up for people who would probably never even support you? Let's just, be real. The majority of the fans of Colin Kaepernick are freaking probably white chicks or Hispanic chicks. Maybe there's probably a few black chicks because they love light-skinned guys. But the reason why I'm saying all of this is to let everybody understand that there's a bigger game going on here. And Kaepernick is just a pawn. He's just falling in to the trap that was already set. The powers that be had already looked at him and realized that he was too powerful. He was too great of an athlete. So they say, you know what? Let's start dismantling his team. Let's really wreck his situation. Let's take every freaking talented player off of the team possible. Let's get them off of there. And then we may have somebody who's willing to work for us to sway that vote, to conjure up that victim mentality once again, to get him to be the face of black protest. I'm going to tell you right now, any black person who is benefiting from any freedoms, civil liberties, the ability to pursue an education, the ability to be employed gainfully, the ability to have housing, running water, food, transportation, can travel. Any person that's benefiting from this, they owe it to their black ancestors. Yes, you do. So when you're saying that you don't want to show any allegiance to the country that you are a citizen of, you're really doing more disrespect to your ancestors and what they worked for than you will ever know. See, you got to understand, this victim mentality has led many black people to believe that this is not their country, when it is their country. Are there still traces of racism and prejudices in laws and hiring and housing? You bet there are traces. Are there still rednecks and Ku Klux Klan members? You bet. But for every Ku Klux Klan member, for every racist, there's another 10 white people who are not. For every crooked white cop who shoots black men just because they're fearful of them, there is another 10 cops who will not shoot them for fear of being labeled a racist, because they happen to have black friends or they happen to have black people in their family. This country is not as segregated as the media would want you to believe. Yes, whites have black friends. Black people have white friends. Newsflash, guys. White people and black people are in each other's families most of the time, obviously, by marriage. Yes. This is 2016, guys. So I'm painting this picture to show you guys that Colin Kaepernick is really just a victim of his circumstances. Because, go ahead, rewind the tape. Go and take a look at his position when he was on top, when he had his team together, when he was winning games, when he was going to the Super Bowl, when he was going to the NFC Championship game. Was he talking about any of this Black Lives Matter crap then? No. But it's much easier to pout and say, I don't want to be a part of this country, when you're not winning. And it's easy for the media to use him now for their own agenda to keep this whole victim mentality going. So any NFL player who decides to protest along with Colin Kaepernick, you're showing that you don't know history. You don't know that your ancestors actually fought for this country. You don't know that. You're under the impression that only white folks fought for this country. Only white folks helped build this country. This country was bought, actually, this country was built on the backs of blacks. So the idea of black people not being patriotic for their country is a joke. To say that you cannot rise to the top of the police force is a pure lie. To say that you cannot rise to the top of the military is a lie. To say that you cannot go and become a doctor is a lie. To say that you cannot go to school and become a lawyer is a lie. To say you cannot go to school and become an electrical engineer or a computer engineer, okay, or astrophysicist is a lie. To say that you cannot own a house is a lie. To say that you cannot marry or date whoever you want to is a lie. To say you cannot go to a golf club and become a member is a lie. To say you can't travel is a lie. To say you have been refused to enter into any malls is a lie. To say you've gone to any restaurant and been refused is a lie. Now, do we have a few speckled news stories here and there where people are being racist and being, a-holes? Yeah, it happens. There are black people who treat white people bad. You don't ever hear it making the news. So I'm saying all of this to say, cut the crap, Colin. Stand up and put your hand over your heart, and pledge allegiance to your country. It's going to be many people that's going to come out of the woodwork. They're going to say, oh, no, you're not supposed to pledge allegiance. Hey. But I say to them, if you don't like the country that you live in, why don't you leave? Go somewhere else. Get a passport. Save your money up and get out of here. That's all I got for today, folks. Talk to you later. Peace.